Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan medal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how you can prepare for the physical LR Babidi and Buu EZA that has come to global, and obviously you're preparing for the EZA because right now it's not currently available. It'll be available next week, but you want to make sure that you have every single unit you need, and of course have the actual LR prepped and ready to go, so that when the EZA does come in the form of an Extreme Z area, you're not left you're in the lurch, scrambling, trying to get everything together, and there's other stuff going on. It's a great time now to start working on it. So we have 6 units that we need: Physical Hercule, the TEQ Goten, Gohan and Trunks Trio LR, the Physical and TEQ Gotenks Fat and Skinny, or A and B, the Int Videl and Gohan, and the TEQ Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, all of which that you'll need to get. You will also have to get at least the TEQ Supreme Kai, and he's required to access some stages. But for now, let's start at the very beginning with the first unit that you'll get, and the easiest unit to get, and that is the TEQ LR Gohan, Goten and Trunks Trio. Now these guys are very easy to get. They all drop from one event. You get Gohan from stage 2, the medals from stage 3, and the final medals to Dokkan awaken them to an LR from the final stage. Now you do not have to get 2 copies of this LR. Traditionally, to save on Kais, you would get 2 copies of the LR so that you can train one into the other. You only need to have them at SA 10, as they only need to be rainbow for the event. Obviously, maxing out their SA would help in them being able to participate in the Extreme Z area effectively, but for all intents and purposes you can just get them to SA 10 if you're really desperate on time and you're looking to save save time. They have a different Extreme Z area from the Majin Buu Saga one. The Majin Buu Saga Extreme Z area will be used for a lot of these units, but Goten and Gohan have their own one that is required as well. So they have their own Extreme Z area. Now you are fortunate in that with this Extreme Z area you don't technically need the free-to-play units. They're not mandatory to access the stage. However, having the free-to-play units will help you access this event. There's a whole bunch of other units that you can use during this time, so it's not a huge train smash, but if you are struggling you can go get the AGL Goku Chi-Chi, maybe the physical Bulma and Vegeta, whoever you need to fill it out. Stage 4 will be where their medals drop, and ideally that's pretty much everything you need to know. The next unit we'll take a look at is the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. So this is also another very simple unit. You get them from their own story stage. The Great Saiyaman 2 that you're looking for drops from stage 5, and their medals drop from 2 stages. Once you have them, it's pretty straightforward. You only need the 1 copy at SA 10 if you want to. Don't confuse them with the Strength Great Saiyaman and Videl. I know it's a very similar looking unit, but you don't need to get the Great Saiyaman and Videl. However, you do need to have these guys from this event. So they drop from stage 5. You need to do it on Z hard difficulty, and their medals drop from all the other stages equally. So you need to farm all the other stages, but not too much. There's not a huge medal requirement. Once you have the Great Saiyaman 2 and you have Dokkan awaken them, you can go to the Majin Buu Saga Extreme Z area, where you'll be able to EZA them. Now, of course, again, you don't need to get any of these units that I'm going to mention to 15 SA, so you don't have to farm a second copy of them. However, if you're looking to max them out after you've rainbowed them, so it can help you during the actual eventual EZA of the LR, I highly suggest that you do so. From here, they actually Extreme Z awaken from stage 8. Okay, but however, to do stage 8, you actually also need to have, it's mandatory to have the Int, Videl and Gohan. So before you come back to do stage 8, you need to go get Int, Videl and Gohan. Now this unit isn't too difficult to get either. Int, Videl and Gohan has their own event, and again, a very straightforward one. You can find them under Videl's flying technique, and again, this one even more simple. Videl drops from stage 1, and her medals drop from stage 3, and she's very easy to get. You don't have to worry too much about it. It's just farming some medals. I believe it's 30. and then you can Dokkan Awaken her. Again, same rules apply. You don't need to have a second copy. You don't need to get it to SA 15, but you will need to get her to 100% in the hidden potential system. Please bear in mind all the units have to be at 100% in the hidden potential system, so it's important to take note of. They're EZA from stage 7, however, they have the requirement to have Supreme Kai. Now, to get Supreme Kai, he also comes from his own event. Supreme Kai, to put it bluntly, you don't need to Extreme Z Awaken. So although Supreme Kai himself has a requirement for stage 6, you don't need to EZA him. It's not mandatory. Okay. Supreme Kai himself drops from this event, and he drops from stage 4, and all his medals drop from every single stage. Again, you don't need to actually Rainbow Supreme Kai this time around. However, I do suggest you put in a little bit of effort, at least getting him to SA 10, potentially maybe to later on Rainbow or work on him, obviously. So, that is pretty much it when it comes to those two. Once you actually now have EZA'd into Gohan and Videl, I then suggest you go and EZA the TEQ Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, and that'll make your life a lot easier. The next unit we're taking a look at is the Physical Hercule. He drops from the Super Warrior Memorial event, Goku and Friends, and is a pretty decent and easy unit to attain. Again, stage 4 will drop him, and his medals will drop from a later stage. Same principle applies. You only need to have the one copy if you really want to. However, of course, you do maybe want to consider maxing out, as I said, at 15. His EZA medals drop from a latest stage of the Majin Buu Saga Extreme Z area, and you don't have any special character requirements for Hercule. So he's very simple and easy to get. No special character requirements. However, just bear in mind that you will be limited a little bit in terms of your overall roster and selection. So yeah, that is most of them. Now we come to probably the two easiest ones to get, in the sense that they are completely self-contained, and you could potentially start with these guys actually, because the way their Super Strike works, they have no real dependence on any other unit. That's obviously the Gotenks A and B. Now both of these units will drop from stage 1. You have to take them all the way from SR rank to SSR, and then eventually EZA them, but it's all within this one event. I will leave links to all of these events in the top right hand corner to help you out, but these guys are very simple. Basically farm 15, you have to farm 19 copies of them if you want to max out their EZA essay, but you get a ton of resources from the missions, like you get a ton of copies from the missions and things like that. It's a little bit complicated to follow on, but I have done a guide to it, so I will leave that in the top right hand corner. But basically they get their 2 sets of medals. They each have a stage for them, stage 2 and stage 3 for awakening them to SSR, stage 3 or stage 4 and stage 5 for awakening them to their TUR, and then of course from there you need to do stage 6, which features the Extreme Z Awakening medals. Now there's no limitations on stage 6, but there are some missions, and completing these missions will make it go a little bit faster. So again, if you're pressed for time, really desperate to like get these units done, it's taking you too long, you can do these missions and it will remove some of that time and stamina cost. I do suggest probably starting with these guys, as like I said, you don't need to do anything but their event for them, and they can actually be used to help out fill out some of your teams for the other events as well. Then of course, actually getting the physical LR Buu and Babidi. So their event currently has the stamina halved, and there is a team boost option for the Majin Buu Saga category. So you need to farm the copies from stage 1, the medals to awaken them to an TUR at stage 2, and stage 3 will drop the medals to awaken them to an LR. Yes, it is the famous 777 medal farm, but with a fully boosted team and half stamina, it actually doesn't take long at all. Now, I do suggest farming a second and a third copy of them if you've never farmed them before, because you're going to need a second copy at SA 10 and a third copy at SA 5 for their eventual EZA, but that's entirely up to you if you want to save on Kais or not. If you've already got them to SA 20, fantastic. However, you do want to get them to SA 20 soon so that you can get the bonus rewards from the campaign. Now, that is pretty much everything that's involved with this. The only big thing for the Extreme Z area, just as a heads up, is you can't use the physical Buu and Babidi in the Extreme Z area. So it's why I've decided to leave them for last. and rather prep you on all the units to use for everything else, because you can always get Buu and Babidi a bit later, more so than straight away. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you need any help, just give me a shout. I'll gladly give you guys a hand. But yeah, from my side, that's it. Bye.